even further beyond!
Yes, sir. My name is Zakashi, and in this video, we are going to be going through the top 5 PvP teams of the month. This month being past is the month of March. We are in April now by the time you're probably seeing this video. And there has been quite a few changes in the meta, I'm not going to lie. When we look back every single month, we can actually see the differences. This is why I do this every month. But one thing I need to point out in this video is that none of the teams in this video are in order. So just because a team is number 5 doesn't mean they're necessarily better than number 1 or number 2 or worse, etc, etc. So the order does not matter, but this is the top 5 teams that are currently running the meta, not just based on what team is the best, but also popularity. Because there are a lot of good teams in the game that people just don't use simply because it doesn't suit how the game is molded right now. So just bear that in mind for the guys that are new to this series that I do it every month. So make sure to tap in. If you guys haven't already, for real, make sure to press that subscribe button. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers, getting back on this grind, streaming daily, all that good stuff. All my social media links on the left is the YouTube channel, but we've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link all in the description below. But I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Let's actually get into the video now. So for number 1 on the list, we've actually got Fusion Warriors. Everybody knows they are a dominant team. Ultra Goji are bringing them straight to the ceiling of this game. I'm not gonna lie, they are OP as hell. Alongside favorites in the game, G4, also known as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super VEGETA, the ZENKAI 7, the first anniversary Legends Limited unit that we've got. Honestly, this team is just disgusting. That trio there, there's obviously a few others which I'm going to show you right now, but I've got this setup here where I'm actually double ZENKAI buffing a 14-star USG, and honestly, there's nothing that beats it. There's just nothing, except a green-green-yellow formation, which I might touch on later in this video. Where if we look at a couple things that you could use if you don't have the units that I'm just showing, you could obviously bring, for purple, you've only got one option, I'm not gonna lie. For yellow is the only color where you can actually have an option. You can either opt in for obviously the Gogeta blue who I had, or you could generally bring Marjube. Marjube's very solid. He brings in that endurance and some debuffs and other things that are just neat for the team. The meta doesn't currently support reds that heavily, but you could bring them to counter some few teams here and there. So I would suggest Super Gogeta or maybe ZENKAI buffing the red corrupted Zamasu if you have him at like 9 stars. It can actually work, and I've done it before. Video is already on the channel. It's very dope. Using Super Gogeta to actually make that red very useful and actually take out a lot of yellows in the meta. But honestly, you don't have that many options with running fusions. If you don't have the main lot, you're not doing anything good, I'll be real. But I found that some people actually run this guy simply because he has a good Z ability at 14 stars. So if you want to run him, you can. And then just to add an extra option, maybe some HP buffs you might go for. I'm actually trying to Z power this guy to 14 stars. You can get that HP buff, which is really dope. But yeah, that's Fusion Warriors for number 1. Not much variation with the team, unfortunately. But if you do have the stars on the team and you can make the team, it's obviously going to take you to the ceiling. Number 1, that's Fusion Warriors. Number 2 on this list, we've got a team that's easily as dominant as the last team. We've got Lineage of Evil. They've literally just got the slightest buffs here and there, released one new character, and they're just clear, man. Clear. I don't have that blue Freezer, but I'm going to show you guys the options, man. That blue Freezer is probably the main man you need simply because he's a revival unit that will keep you in the runnings in a game much longer than you might feel is necessary over other teams that don't have revival units. Honestly, revival and endurance are big factors. They've got this revival unit here. They've got the endurance factor with the ZENKAI Freezer over here, which is actually very annoying to deal with. Just on top of the fact they've got this guy here who's just taking out endurance like there's no tomorrow, man. With every single hit, he obviously get main on a vanish on main as well, which is overall really annoying to deal with. The yellow blue composition of LOE is very menacing. Even if you don't want to run the green pod freezer like I just showed you, you could actually opt into actually ZENKAI buffing the blue freezer, the revival one that I just showed you. You got a lot of options for LOE, man, and they're not to be slept on because they actually caused me a lot of problems. But at the same time, like, it's like deservingly, like, they're actually such a good team. Legends handled them very well, and I hope to see them actually handle a lot of other teams in the future. But they deserve a spot on this list, which I'm mentioning them straight away early in. Second on the list, we've got Lineage of Evil. Put some respect on their name, man. Number 3 on this list, we've actually got GOKU. GOKU is another team where it feels like they're not good, but trust me, they are dangerous. This composition here, in my opinion, is the most annoying team to go up against out of any team that I'm going to mention on this list. Green, green, yellow, GOKU is going to cause you problems. The Kaioken Goku, in my opinion, the second best unit in the game, and currently probably the best unit in the game, is a problem in his own, man. Vanish restores are dumb. Damage inflicted is dumb. Blue card damage is nuts. The ultimate, which literally nullifies blast arts, like, that's very new and it's so good, man. It can actually get you some clutch plays. But on top of that, this Vegeta here is a real big sleeper. If he catches any blue unit, or even any unit at that, with his main ability, so he can summon his ultimate cards, which then locks you in, you're free food. He's eating you for dinner. No conversation about it. On top of that, people have been bringing Vados, and I feel like that's just because she's a big buffer for GOKU members, but you can Zenkai buff her with Beerus, and Vegeta works well with that. So green, green, yellow can be a genuine thing you can bring into the battlefield alongside the Zenkai buff God Vegeta here, and then we've got the HP and some crit with this God Goku here. So overall, you might not think the team is valid, but it really is. Let's just look at the options that they have. I'm actually going to only show the Sparkins and the Ultra units, Ultra Kaioken. But some people like to bring this Goku because he actually buffs the team as well. He's range type, so he does fit the crop. Hakai Beerus, people mess with him, he nullifies endurance if you can get that off. That's really dope. I've seen people run this Topo. He's actually very good with his blast damage, a very big sleeper if you got him 14 stars. Goku Black and Zamasu is an option as well. Blue Bros you could definitely run if you want to run a different comp, and they've even recently Zenkai'd this Rose. And just to add the last 2 units, there's SSBE and there's of course Gogeta Blue. So just depending on what type of team you're trying to build, you can fit that to make your dream GOKU team. They're number 3 on this list. They also deserve some respect, but maybe in the future we can see them get an endurance unit that's really valuable, or a revival unit that's not that clapku. But yeah, GOKU, they're number 3. Number 4 on this list was a team that I was contemplating not putting in, but I feel like because there's not a lot of options right now, I've actually scrolled through the whole rankings. This team here is still very menacing, and I do see them more than any other team that I could think of. But we've got Future. Now with the other teams, I should have probably mentioned it as well, but we've got, for example, Fusions. People put Future Gohan on that team. That's something that I should have mentioned, but I'll probably put some text on the right. I'm 4 teams in, and I probably should have mentioned it. But there's also Eloy with Jiren. That's basically powerful opponent. And some people put the Kaioken Goku on it, so there's different variations with the leader slot. But I'll probably preface that early in the video. But this is team 4. We've got Future, but we've got Blue Bros as the leader because Sword of Hope Trunks needs Future members or Vegeta family members to actually get his full potential out with his endurance. So because he's such a key component of the team, you have to actually flex your whole team around him, which is kind of annoying, but it is what makes the team and keeps the game not broken. Otherwise people run him on hybrids or something like that. But yeah, Sword of Hope Trunks basically molds the team. If we look at what the team could entail, besides from what I had, I don't have Sword of Hope Trunks, but you do very much need him to run Future. He is very much the staple of Future. But you have a lot of options in terms of the color variations. I've got the Goku Black and Zamasu for the green. I've seen him more than anybody else for the green on Future, but you could opt in for this Vegeta if you really wish. This guy's a good Zenkai buffer, but some people do bring him. This Vegeta, also very good, got death buffs. Some people definitely still bring him. Rose, I actually think is a very big sleeper if you go him at 9 stars or higher. I'm trying to get stars on him, hopefully. Future Gohan is the must for yellow, and a red you just generally don't need, but because the Rose is new, I've put him on. So it's just down to you, honestly. But Future is probably a team that's going downhill in the ranks, but it's still very menacing if you got somebody that's built it insanely correct. But yeah, number 4 on this list easily can make the spot, I'm not gonna lie, that's Future. Now the last team making the list, besides from the honorable mention, is this team here just creeping up on everybody. It is the Universe Survival Saga team. I've got this here green yellow composition. I spoke about it earlier with GOKU. It's very menacing. You could also run it with LOE. Green yellow is a very predominant color in the meta right now. But I've got this team here. The missing slot on the Universe Survival Saga is Jiren. I do not have him, as you can see at the bottom, but he is very valuable for the team. If he gets rushed, or anybody on the team gets rushed, if a rush happens, he is going to become a literal god if you got him at high stars. Even though he's not god key, it works very well with the Universe Survival Saga team, because most Universe Survival Saga trump cards are essentially god key. So you got the ZENKAI buff here, which is Beerus. He's not Universe Survival Saga, but he's ZENKAI buffs Toppo. And then for yellow, you've got the god VEGETA, actually ZENKAI buffing Kaioken and SSBE. It's more blast based, but Jiren's going to be the main striking force. I don't know if he's strike based, I think he's range type. That he works even better, but he carries one of each card, which is what I had in my mind. So overall, you can build a very good team. I don't recommend anybody else on Universe Survival Saga. I've seen some people run Bergamo, which is weird, but he is very strong as well. Just depends on how you like to run it. UI Goku is something that some people bring as well. If you got him 9 stars or higher, valid. Like down to the skill of you, but valid. Hakai Beerus as well, because he's this one here. The green Beerus isn't from the Universe Survival Saga. But this team here works very well. Put Jiren on the leader. You can have other options for leader as well, but it's just down to you. But I feel like this team works very well over a lot of teams that you could have. Just had to mention it. They're building up slowly. Looking forward to anniversary where we're gonna get the fated unit, hopefully. But I can almost guarantee it's going to be the case. MUI Goku. But yeah, that's number 5 on the list. We got Universe Survival Saga. Now I do have some honorable mentions, because I feel like the same way with like the God Key team, Universe Survival Saga team, it's just down to you really building it correctly. If you've got all the cards and all the equipments and everything to build the team, you're gonna have a high playing team, just essentially. So I'm just gonna mention these 3 teams. The first one is GT. Now the reason I'm bringing this up is because people run like a green yellow or green yellow variant on like LOE and things, but you can do that same thing with GT if you actually apply G4, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. They both got platinum equips, and you could just have Marju, which is a very good help with endurance and utility for the team. Definitely had to mention that one. We've also got Son Family. With the introduction of Kaioken Goku, he just allows for Son Family to be used with FSK, who has the hardest hitting ultimate in the game. Honestly, that is not to be questioned. Them two together will cause you some problems, and if you've got the team fully set up, you're going to do a lot of damage. The next team, besides from my mind went blank, but it's hybrids. Hybrids, it's just a thing of the past, but if you got all the pieces, you're doing good. Everybody knows that. You still have to think when you got FSK, that's going to be a last stand unit. Revive Han at high stars is going to cause you issues, but I wouldn't say these 3 teams are very predominant in the meta. I wouldn't put them over any of these 5 teams that I listed in the list, but I feel like they just still deserve a mention because they kind of mesh with some of the characters that we've seen in other teams. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of the list. I think it's a very good list, one of the best ones actually, because the meta is a lot more how do I say, concise. There's not a lot more variation. People are having fun with certain teams, but I feel like it's very easy to pick apart what's really dominant right now in comparison to other metas. Not talking too recently of like the mono purple and hybrids, but metas in the very past. But yeah, press that subscribe button if you haven't already, man. We're on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. All my social media links on the left. Is the YouTube channel. We've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link all in the description below. I appreciate all you guys supporting this series, of supporting the channel generally. Trying to get back consistent with university really ending soon, so I'm trying to get that out of the way so I can give you guys the content you guys need. But I'm gonna leave it like that, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Lend me your energy!